This is your prophecy update. In May of 2016, the first ID2020 summit was held at the United Nations headquarters in New York. The summit brought together 400 people from 150 private sector companies and 11 UN agencies to discuss how to provide a unique digital identity to everyone on the planet, including the 1.5 billion people living without any form of recognized identification. Some of the companies in attendance were Bloomberg, Brigham Young University, Cisco Systems, Cornell University, Ernst & Young, Forbes, Google, IBM, JP Morgan, Microsoft, and NASDAQ, among many, many others. The two main outcomes from the meeting were, number one, widespread consensus among ID2020 attendees that identity is both a fundamental human right and a necessary prerequisite for the success of the Sustainable Development Goals, and two, sweeping commitments from the conference attendees to contribute towards the shared goal of a universal digital identity. So did you catch that? The world government, or the UN, views a universal digital identity as absolutely necessary for the success of their global governing scheme to transform the world by 2030. Dakota Gruner, ID2020's executive director, states, the global identity system, it would have to evolve into a database overseen by an international, non-aligned organization like the UN. Patrick Spence, a blockchain consultant with the accounting and consulting firm PwC in London, stated that establishing a universal ID system without a large global institution like the United Nations or International Monetary Fund taking charge of this, startups are only going to remain startups. So both parties recognize the need for a universal numbering system overseen by a world government. Well, of course, the Bible prophesies that in the near future, a world government will be established that will be ruled by the Antichrist. Once the Antichrist assumes control, he will use a global numbering system to economically sanction every person on earth to conform to his dictatorial edicts. Is it possible that ID2020 could be successful in creating this universal identity structure, including the small, great, rich, poor, free, and bond, which could someday be taken over by the future world tyrant, the Antichrist? Absolutely.